Yeah, we're at the track covering the sport of kings. Coming up this week, one of Jamaica's hottest new apprentice riders shakes the betting favourites in the George HoSang Trophy race, honouring the legendary jockey who had a ball as Caymanas Park honoured him. No stopping the favourites in the main events at the Garrison Savannah in Barbados. Canada-based top jockeys Damario, Bynoe and Rasheed Hughes showing up and taking the money. While at Florida's Gulfstream Park, a Saturday triple for the Barbadian ace trainer Saffie Joseph Jnr. Plus the usual update on the number of Caribbean victories in North American racing. Our opening story coming from Jamaica. For a day acclaiming the man widely regarded as Jamaica's greatest ever jockey, ahead of Saturday's main event, the George HoSang Trophy overnight allowance race, the four-time Jamaica champion, who also won 2 riding titles at Canada's Woodbine, celebrated in the parade ring ahead of the 6-furlong sprint named in his honour. 10 runners entered, 3-year-old and up horses, 5 of them US imports, but it's the native-bred Talita, the favourite. The 5-year-old mare had a pretty solid 2023 Classic campaign, winning the St. Leger and second in the Phyllis Guineas, with Robert Halladine aboard here. Fairly competitive betting, number 1 at 9-2 odds, Mudshaft, a big mid-December winner of a 5-furlong straight. 5-1 on number 2, the Speedy Benson, coming off a win by 6.5 lengths over 5.5 furlongs on the 28th of December. Philip Fiani's 2 entries in boxes 3 and 4, Inspire Force and Divine Force at 3-1 and 5-1 respectively. Number 5, Freedom Street, the second favourite at 5-2, and on the outside in post position 10, the favourite Talita at 2-1. Benson, lightly weighted at 109 pounds, was quickest out of the starting gates, and while posting splits of 23-1 by 46-4, executed the race plan perfectly.
Benson, the speedball, shows good legs and goes for that lead and gets it now by 3. Mudshaft chasing. Talita settled down on the outside as they leave the 5 in third, possibly 6 lengths off that lead. Freedom Street and Big Argument come next. Divine Force now begins to make a run down against the rail as they leave the half mile and go rushing into the turn. It is Benson out in front. Mudshaft 2.5 to 3 lengths back. Talita is a further 4 lengths ahead of Freedom Street Racing 3 lengths further back as they leave the 3. Madeline Sunshine has made ground with Noble Attitude. Big Argument is there. Divine Force ahead of Justin Biden, and a long way last to Inspire Force as the field come to the top of the lane in the George HoSang. It is Benson running like the proverbial scared hare with a 4-length advantage. Mudshaft and the Talita chasing. Freedom Street asked to close against the fence, but it is still Benson getting a crack or 2 of the stick from Richie Shakes inside the final furlong. Can they catch Benson? Here is Talita and Freedom Street. Mudshaft out wide. Benson leaves the 16th pole with the lead. They drive toward the line. It is Benson. They won't stop Benson from winning the George HoSang OD Trophy.
New apprentice Richie Shakes had won with Benson in his very first ride 3 weeks ago and repeated the front-running win for trainer Fitznahum Williams, who wasn't bothered that there were 4 other entries coming in with more betting support.
I know that him going in there with great chance, and it was a speed ball, and I tell the jockey, said, no change of riding, just the same pattern.
And for young rider Shakes, the win continues to establish a strong start to his career. 3 wins in 3 weeks for the 24-year-old.
I'm feeling very great, I put in the hard work, so I really looking forward to it.
New Blue Limited's Benson, by a length and a half at 5-1 odds, lands the George HoSang Trophy over Mudshaft, with the favourite Talita third. The winning time for 6 furlongs, 1 minute 14.70 seconds on a grand afternoon for the honoree.
This is the greatest day of my life. What? This is the greatest honor for me. Thank you very much, Supreme Venture Entertainment Limited, for honoring me with this great honor. It's like a big weight to carry, but I love it.
Pretty special person, this George HoSang, with over 2,000 career victories in Jamaica, Canada and the USA. Among them some pretty big ones. He won 3 Jamaica Derbies and Triple Crown races in Canada, the Breeders' Stakes and the Prince of Wales Stakes for this Jamaica Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Famer. To Barbados now, where Saturday's card at the Garrison Savannah had 2 main events. The first, the Courtyard Marriott Trophy condition race with 5 starters going 7.8 furlongs. All eyes on the 1 horse. The undefeated Anissa, the favourite, with Damario Bynoe aboard for trainer Darren Matthews, who co-owns the 3-year-old filly. There's the field. Anissa in the 1 box, odds on at 3 to 5. Number 2 at 5 to 1 is Hero's Day with champion jockey Ricky Walcott aboard. Also at 5 to 1, number 3 Luscious. Number 5, last year's Derby winner Papillon, the 2 to 1 second favourite. And number 6 Magnific is at 6 to 1. From the gates open for the 7.8 furlong event on the Garrison Savannah turf, the favourite Anissa was on the front end with Bynoe up, and they were still in control as the pace quickened heading for the home turn with Dean Springer on commentary.
Inside the quarter pole they come. Anissa's gone about 6 lengths clear of Hero's Day. On the outside, Magnifique trying to run on. Luscious as well. Papillon has had enough. And there are no more turns. And Anissa is in command. She's opened up by 7 or 8 lengths and widened it under just a hand right. Close your butts. Class dismiss. Anissa in a romp.
Damario Bynoe, a 2014 Outstanding Apprentice Sovereign Award nominee in Canada, gets an uncontested win with Anissa, completing a hat-trick of wins here for trainer Darren Matthews, who co-owns the 3-year-old filly with Luther Miller III. As a 3 to 5 favourite, Anissa wins the Courtyard Marriott by a whopping 13 1/4 lengths over Luscious to start her 3-year-old career, stopping the clock for 7.8 furlongs at 1:38.40 seconds, while boosting her victory margin log to just under 30 lengths in her 3 wins. Saturday's Garrison Savannah co-feature Ocean Hotel's Trophy Handicap race was also a 5-horse field, but was a lot more competitive, and coming off the final bend in the 5.5 furlong sprint was still wide open.
As they race with just about a furlong and a half to go, and Lightning Lewis is going to bring them to the judge. In front, now on the outside, here comes Show the Money, getting a let in to raise Rennie again, but it's Lightning Lewis. Show the Money is coming with every stride, and down the stretch they come, and it's Show the Money and Lightning Lewis. Show the Money, show me, show the money, let me see it. Yes, he does.
Neil Gill on commentary. The 10-year-old gelding Show the Money as the favourite benefits from a robust ride from Rasheed Hughes to snatch a hard-fought win over the second favourite. Last time out for Show the Money was the ex-British champion jockey Jim Crowley aboard, winning the Super Lotted Trophy on the 30th of November. Multiple Barbados champion and New Central Downs champion Rasheed Hughes in the saddle for this win Saturday for trainer Rimmel Perkins Lavelle and owner Mark Goodrich. Show the Money wins the Ocean Hotels Trophy by 3/4 of a length as the 6 to 5 favourite over Lightning Lewis and Major Dan, clocking 1 minute 7.60 seconds for 5.5 furlongs. In Florida, the Barbadian trainer Saffie Joseph Jr. is getting ready for a crack at this weekend's rich Pegasus World Cup Invitational at Gulfstream Park, and he tuned up with a Saturday triple. Saffie's 3-timer started with back-to-back wins in the second and third races, and closing the triple was not a surprise because his 4-year-old filly, Our Disaster, was a favourite to win the allowance optional, claiming 10th race, taking control early in the 6 furlong sprint. Jockey Tyler Gaffleone aboard here, being pressed but comfortable on the lead, watched in the come-box by Peter Yellow.
They run to the top of the stretch. It's a confident Gaffleone on Our Disaster, who leads by a length and a half. Adios Babe flat to the boards to try to stay with her. Down at the inside, Done Enough is now third, 5 ahead of Broderie, then Walua. Off the turn and the stretch drive, Our Disaster. Time to go to work for her. She's an 1/8 of a mile out and 2 on top. Adios Babe fights the good fight and tries to gain late ground. They come past the 16th pole with Our Disaster in a winning lead. Our Disaster and jockey Tyler Gaffleone to win gate to wire by 2.5.
Gaffleone had 4 wins on the afternoon and was aboard all 3 of Saturday's wins for Saffie Joseph, who has a clear lead in the Gulfstream Park Championship meet with 27 wins. 4 wins in 6 lifetime starts for Our Disaster, the 3-2 favourite in this allowance optional claiming sprint, scoring by 3 lengths and clocking 1 minute to 9.65 seconds for 6 furlongs. For Saffie Joseph, who starts White Damario and Skippy Long Stocking in the US $3 million Pegasus World Cup Invitational at Gulfstream Park, showing live this Saturday on SportsMax and SportsMax Racing with a post time of 6:40 Eastern Caribbean Time, 5:40 in Jamaica. Our weekly tally of Caribbean wins in the USA now. Before we go, the numbers low again this week as there were several meet cancellations due to bad weather. Since our last show, I've counted 13 victories. Among them, the Jamaican Mirage family, very prominent. Jockey Rasheed had 2 wins at Gulfstream Park, one for his dad, trainer Colin Mirage, and Rasheed's cousin Romero had 2 wins at Aqueduct in New York. We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the Sport of Kings. Check us out again next week.